probably start the video off with like some fucking harsh vocal death growl. So since we're talk about a deathcore band, might as well kick us off with some death growl or something. Yep, not doing that shit. Let's just continue. Hello everyone, this is SME Wrestling here, back yet again with another album ranking video. And for this one, it's going to be on Whitechapel, since they made a new album like a month and a half ago, and I couldn't get time to make this video because I had so much shit going on. Like, for example, my sister's 18th birthday. Had to be there to celebrate her turning 18. And went to Bali as well for like a holiday. And then I had to plan shit for my own WrestleMania. And even fucking watch WrestleMania itself and Easter. There's just so much shit going on. I just couldn't have time to work on this video. But now, I think it's finally time for me to make this video of me ranking all 9 Whitechapel albums. Yeah, Whitechapel, the pretty heavy band. For some of you who don't know, I really like this subgenre of metal called deathcore, where it's like metalcore mixed with death metal, and yeah, I just really enjoy that heavy style of metal. At first, when I was getting into metal, I used to not like it, but now as I got more into it and start getting into more heavier shit, I started to get into deathcore a lot. I like some bands like Slaughter to Prevail, Suicide, Silence. But the band I really like the most is Whitechapel. It's because of that one album, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, that was the album that got me into Whitechapel and got me into deathcore as a whole. So without Whitechapel and without that album, I wouldn't be liking deathcore to this day. But yeah, Whitechapel, I think they are the best deathcore band in my opinion. Some people might say Slaughter Veil or even Suicide Silence, but in my opinion, I just really love Whitechapel the most, and they became one of my favorite bands. And for this, brain fart, fuck, but yeah, I'm very excited for the new album to come out. Pretty fucking heavy indeed. It was Whitechapel going back to their roots because they used to do soft vocals, and I found that era of Whitechapel very unique, but I still also really love the heaviness and the brutality of OG Whitechapel. But yeah, I'm gonna be ranking all 9 of the Whitechapel albums from 9th place being the absolute worst to number 1, which is the absolute best. And can I just say, I kind of like all these albums, so I don't see Whitechapel. I'm also gonna say right now, Whitechapel has no bad albums at all. It's just a case where some albums are better than others. And yeah, so I was gonna say there's no bad Whitechapel album. It's just some that are better than others and all that. So hopefully you got that for your head before you start typing your angry comments like, why isn't this album higher? Why isn't this album lower? But yeah. So I'm just here to share out my opinion, just to rank all these Whitechapel albums, tell what's my favorite and what's my least favorite, but I still kind of enjoyed it. So yeah, enough of me yapping. Let's just get right into the video of me ranking all 9 Whitechapel albums. Join us! Some people don't get the joke, but for those of you who are wrestling fans, if you know, you know. Alright, number 9. The weakest Whitechapel album, in my opinion, is Mark of the Blade. Yeah, Mark of the Blade, it is my least favorite Whitechapel album, but it's not the worst thing to come in existence. Like, it's not the worst album I've ever heard. Like, trust me, I've heard way worse. And, Yeah, this is just the weakest Whitechapel album, and it's not terrible by any means. I cannot call it good either. I'll just say this album is just okay. It's an okay album. There are some good and there are some bad. Let's just get to the stuff that I do like. Instrumentation is very good, and the vocalization, the fucking death growls are gnarly and wretched. But some things I do not like is that it's just, about the lyrics or something like that. Like, the lyrics could even be fucking hard hitting or downright laughable or cringe at sometimes. Because some lyrics are very hard and like, oh fuck yeah, and some are just very laughable. Like, I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck are they thinking? But yeah, but there's songs I do not like The Void and Tremors and Tormented. Those are the three songs I do not like on this album. Like, Tremors being absolutely cringe with the lyrics, I'm sorry. The Void being offbeat as well as Tormented. Like, some, like, offbeat imitations or just fucking downright laughable or just cringe lyrics. And also Bring Me Home, which was like mixed with clean. I thought like The Valley was the first to do clean vocals with Whitechapel, but no. Apparently in Mark of the Blade, they were doing clean vocals before The Valley. And for Bring Me Home, like the idea was there, the execution was a bit poor though. But enough of the negatives. Let's get to some positives. Like there's some songs I do not like. I mean, Mark of the Blade, the title track was alright. They have the Elitist one's pretty damn good. We have The Killing Industry. Dwell in the Shadow is a fucking underrated banger. Venomous is really damn good. And the final track, The Decemblin, I think is what it's called. And had clean vocals as well, which is done right. Done to perfection there. So, yeah, overall, this album is just okay. It's a mix of bad and good. But overall, not absolutely terrible. I give this a 6 out of 10. So number 9, Mark of the Blade. Number 8, if I butcher this, I'm sorry. The Somatic Defilement, their first album. And I gotta say, for the first album, they start off pretty fucking, I mean, it's deathcore, of course they start off pretty fucking heavy. And I gotta say, this album was alright. It was a blast to listen to. It's just unfortunately a case of some albums just better than others, just better than this one. But this is by no means a bad album. It's an alright now. I did enjoy myself a bit because I love the heaviness, love Phil's vocals, fucking they're fucking guttural for their first album here, even the fucking early days. But yeah, this is where like it gets really raunchy, but like I guess like the only complaint I do kind of have this album is like I struggle to keep up. It's kind of like a boomer problem, even though I'm 20. I just kind of struggle to keep up because it's just way too fast and chaotic. But yeah, it goes for the groovy, fucking almost breakdown-ish verses and all that I can keep up with. But yeah. But there are some pretty raunchy titles here, like of course the title track itself, pretty damn brutal, Visor Exerciser, which I think is the best track on this album. You'll never fuck again! And we have Ear to Ear, which I think is one of their most iconic songs. There's a lot of fucked up titles on, like, Alone with a Mortgage is one of them. I think of Fairway or something. I don't know what the song was called. It's like Divergent something. I forgot what it was called. Some of those titles I can't forget the names of because I don't really listen that much. I can't forget about them. But that's not a bad thing at all. I still think this album's pretty damn heavy. Yeah. It's a very good first album for Whitechapel. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. It is alright. So yeah, number 8, the Atomic Defilement. Number 7, A New Era of Corruption. Now, when I first went into the album here, I thought it was just gonna be like forgettable, nothing bad, but nothing too memorable. I thought it was gonna be like kind of forgettable, and I was just move on to the next album. But nah, actually listen to this album, it's fucking good. It is a good fucking album right here. It's like, still in the classic era of Whitechapel. But goddamn, in his album, they got more groovier with the heavy shit and the breakdowns and all that. But yeah, there's a lot of fucking bangers in here, like, you know, Breeding Violence and freaking with the Darkest Day of Man. That's my favorite track on the album. It's the final track, the Single Fire of Dehumanization, and Unnerving. I really like Unnerving as well. There's a lot of good stuff in here, but I can't call it great. Like, just like in the last, you know, when I said about, you know, the first album that they did, I still kind of struggle to keep up with some of the songs here and some of the bits of the songs. Once again, I'm a little bit of a boomer, even though I'm 20. But yeah, I still struggle to keep up. And there's like 2 songs I did not like. I featured Corrupt and also Devolver. I really did not like the opening track, Devolver, even though it has, like, you know, the best, like, opening line, Welcome to Hell, because we're in fucking hell right now. But not a fan of that song. But other than that, this is still a good album, and it's not that high on the list, because once again, what I've said multiple times, it's just a case of some albums are better than others. But I still really like this album, and I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. This is a good album right here. So number 7, A New Era of Corruption. Number 6, Self-Titled. Yeah, of course, Whitechapel, they have a self-titled album as well as like a lot of other bands here. But sometimes the self-titled album is not their first album. It could be like middle ground album, like the newest album or something like that. They, at some point, a band's gonna call that album self-titled. But yeah, this album, I gotta say, pretty damn good and pretty damn heavy, of course. Got the nice good old Phil growls here. And we pretty much hear clear in this album right here. I can hear like the lyrics in these growls and all that. I feel like, in my opinion, I think Phil's like is the most understandable voice there. Like, I can understand what he's saying from his death growls, and it's not like, you know, not like unhearable. Like, I can't understand what the fuck he's saying. But yeah, this album here is pretty damn heavy and also a bit groovy here. We got some nice little bangers here, like The Night Remains, Dead Silence, the ending track, like Possibilities of an Endless Existence, and like Culturalist, like Faces, also fucking great. But it has one of my favorite Whitechapel songs in there, I Dementia. Fuck yeah, that song was hard hitting. Even, I think it was Dead Silence, it had like fucking hard hitting lyrics as well. But I can't give them like a full blown 8 out of 10 because it does have like 2-3 songs that I do not like. I mean, Make It Bleed is a solid opener. Hate Creation was kind of like iffy until it got to like, you know, the middle bit of it. We had like cool little vocals, like, you know, it goes nice and soft and then it goes fucking harsh and gnarly. But yeah, other than that, that song was just okay. Then we have fucking Section 8, and I gotta be honest, I did not like that song at all. A little bit offbeat, and the vocals were offbeat as well. And also Devoid was just instrumental, and honestly, I'm not really a big fan of instrumentals. You know, I just like songs with a lot of vocals, but as long as the instrumental like sounds cool, then I'll allow it. And that the instrumental does sound really cool. But yeah, overall, I really like this album. It is pretty good, and it's given a 7.5 out of 10. It's just, you know, once again, I know I keep saying it, but it's just that some albums are better than others. And we're gonna get into the top 5 Whitechapel albums now. So yeah, number 6, Self-Titled. Number 5, This Is Exile. We're getting into the heavy boys now. We're getting into some real heavy territory right here. And I gotta say, out of all the OG Whitechapel albums, I would say This Is Exile is my favorite out of the 3. For me personally, I think it's more heavier, more raw, more fucking heavy hitting, and more fucking just everything is just fucking this is what a Whitechapel album should be. Just fucking feels demonic vocals. Yeah, that was my best attempt. And also when he does like the fucking fast paced vocals, if you could hear me. Yeah, that shit goes hard when it goes like fast-paced, almost like fast rapping when it goes with the vocal style. That shit hits hard. And there's like so many fucking bangers here. Like the opening track, Father of Lies, kicks off with a bang here. Of course, the title track, This Is Exile, is fucking great. And one of my favorite songs of the album, and my favorite Whitechapel songs in general, Possession. Fuck me, that song's a fucking hard-hitting banger. There's also other great songs in here, like To All That Are Dead, Internal Refuge, Semantically Incorrect, the final track on the album, Metabolical, I Love It All. Well, maybe except like the two interludes. Well, one's an instrumental, Death Becomes Him, which once again, I'm not really a big fan of instrumentals. And Of Legions was just an interlude. But other than those two, the rest of the album is fucking great. And it's great, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 here. This is a great album by Whitechapel, but there are 4 more left, and they're clearly beaten down. This is Exile. But This is Exile is still a great album. I still love listening to this. It's great. Fucking great. So number 5, This Is Exile. Number 4. I hope I don't butcher this, but if I do, I'm sorry. Hymns of Dissonance. Yeah, the most recent album here. Usually when a new album comes out, I listen to it twice, and goddamn, I gotta say this is Whitechapel's most heaviest album, and it's probably due to recency bias, but this is a pretty damn good album right here. Jesus Christ, so much shit was going on. Is Whitechapel going back to their roots after experimenting with the clean vocals of Kin and the Valley, which we'll get to later. But yeah, this hot damn, it's a bloody heavy one here. Kick us off the epic opener, Prisoner 6-6. And the title track here, Hymns of Dissonance, which has become one of my new favorite Whitechapel songs. Sorry, elitist ones. But yeah, we also have Diabolical Slumber, a Visceral Clutch, I think it was called. Then we have Hate Cult Ritual, Bedlam, Mammoth God, and the final track of the album, Nothing Is Coming For Any Of Us. It's just one hell of a ride, and I know I've already said like I struggled to keep up with the fast pace, but here the fast pace, it was not a perfect pace for me, like still able to keep up with this album and with the songs as well. But yeah, this is a really great album. Just say my only gripe is like the one interlude, which I can't be fucked trying to think of the name for it. It started like, I think it was like Ex Infernus, I think it was what it's called. But other than that, it was a heavy as hell fucking album here. And it's great. It's fucking great. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's probably like recency biased. But yeah, the new album, they fucking killed it indeed. So yeah, number 4, Hymns of Dissonance. Number 3. Here we go, boys. Our Endless War. I think this is like the most popular Whitechapel album. Either that or maybe some of the other albums, like maybe self-titled, maybe some like The Valley of Kin or something like that. But I think this is Whitechapel's most successful and most popular album. I could be wrong on that, but I think this is their most popular and successful album, and I can see why. This is one damn good album, I do say so myself. It's a fucking heavy banger after banger after banger. There is no bad song on this album. Fuck yeah, boy. That's what makes it like a really damn good album. Especially some of the songs. Like, of course, the title track, Our Endless War. Then it's like, Times Have Changed. And then it's like, Mono, Psychopathy, Blacked Out. The ending track, Dig Roads. But my 2 favorite songs on here are Let Me Burn. Let Me Burn is like a fucking banger. It's like a heavy hitting song. The mouth of hell is open wide tonight, and it hits in a fucking heavy riff. It's like fuck yeah. But my favorite track on this album, it's one of my favorite songs by Whitechapel, and it's pretty much their most popular song. I think it could be something else, but it's The Saw Is the Law. Goddamn, what a fucking banger. It's pretty much the Whitechapel anthem. Or it's kind of like the deathcore anthem, if I'm being honest. Like, The Saw Is the Law is just one. It's iconic. It's fucking iconic in deathcore history. And it's a great song. And this is a great album.
But the only reason why it's in third place though is it's just those 2 deluxe edition songs on the album. The 2 other songs from the deluxe edition album I didn't like. They were not that good, which brings it down a little, but not much. It is still a great fucking album. So great, it's getting a 9 out of 10. Yeah, it's that high. I'm ranking it that high because I love this fucking album so much. But yeah, 9 out of 10. Number 3, Our Endless War. Number 2. I might get a lot of shit for this, but I don't care. It's my opinion, and I just really like these last 2 albums coming up here. But number 2, we have Kin. This is where Whitechapel experimented a little. They started to put in clean vocals with their deathcore stuff. Yeah, I know it sounds like it doesn't work. Clean vocals and deathcore, that, yeah, it sounds a little iffy, doesn't it? But I think they made it work. I think this was the perfect execution of the clean vocals for a Whitechapel song or like a deathcore band. It has like deathcore songs, but it has like clean vocal songs, and you have like deathcore bits, and it's mixed with clean vocals. And I just think it works. I think this makes it a great experience, and it pretty much just got me into Whitechapel in general. I mean, the other album did, but this really got me into them. And yeah, I gotta say, this is a beautiful album. Yeah, beautiful with the clean vocals, but also still got some hard-hitting songs. Still got some deathcore elements to it, like some heavy hitters like I Will Find You, the opening track, a blood-soaked symphony, the one that made us, To the Wolves. Those are some great hard-hitting tracks, but there are some softer bits and very powerful moments in like the songs, like, you know, Anti-Cure, then it's like History is Silent, and then Without Us, and of course the title track, Kid. But it has a lot of my favorite songs. It has like, I think 3 of my favorite songs by Whitechapel, or maybe 2. That is Lost Boy and Orphan. Those are my 2 favorite songs coming from Kin. Lost Boy with the epic deathcore shit and mixed with clean vocals, and Orphan just a beautiful somber song, beautiful like clean vocals by Phil, and yeah, overall Kin, I really like Kin. It's like the perfect mix of deathcore and clean singing. But it's not number 1 because it has that one interlude. But under that, it's still a great album, and this other album that comes in number 1 just dethrones this album by a lot. But this is still a really great album, and it's getting a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, I know, it's very high. I know some of the OG Whitechapel fans are gonna hate me for putting like Kin this high up. But it's my opinion, and in my opinion, I think Kin is great. It's really damn great. So yeah, number 2, Kin. Alright. Number 1. This album here, not only did it got me into Whitechapel, but it got me into deathcore as a whole. And that album is none other than the infamous The Valley. This is my favorite Whitechapel album of all time. And I know some of you gotta disagree with me, but if it wasn't for this album, I wouldn't got into deathcore, and I wouldn't got into Whitechapel. It's just now thanks to this album, I am now into heavier genres of metal. It got me into death metal. It got me into like a little bit of grindcore, and like it got me into like some hardcore, or yeah, it just got me into like some death metal. That is in general, it just got me into deathcore and it got me into death metal. It just got me into those heavier genres of metal. And now, the reason why I love this album, those fucking songs, well, the instrumentation, of course, fucking heavy as hell with the deathcore, but also so goddamn impactful with the clean singing of Phil. God damn. And some of these songs, oh my lord, these are some good. Like some tracks like Forgiveness is the Weakness, Black Bear, We Are One, The Other Side, Lovelace, and Doom Woods. Those are all great. But this song right here has 4 of my favorite Whitechapel songs. Starting with my #1 favorite Whitechapel song of all time, When a Demon Defiles a Witch. That was the first Whitechapel song I've ever heard. It became my instant favorite because heavy fucking deathcore, fast paced and energetic, and it had that freaking bridge for the clean vocals, and that I like that. I love that shit. There's also a very underrated track here, Third Depth. It's just a beautiful song with harshness of the deathcore vocals, and it's fucking rain. Let me close the window. Anyways, and also we have Brimstone, one heavy fucking track with a cold ass intro. Right. Yeah. Fucking love Brimstone. And of course, the beautiful Hickory Creek with Nothing But Clean singing by Phil. And it was such an emotional roller coaster, such a fucking powerful song. It's just it gives me goosebumps every fucking time I hear that song. But yeah, The Valley, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. It's the album that got me into deathcore. And Whitechapel, of course. That's how Whitechapel became one of my favorite metal bands. And I just have to thank this album. I always love going back to this album. It just reminds me of how I got into deathcore. #1, The Valley. And there we go. It's finally been done. I finally ranked all 9 Whitechapel albums. I know it took a long time, it's a little bit late. I could have made it sooner, but I had so much shit going on, and I just couldn't have time to make it, but here I am, finally making this video, finally making the album ranking video for Whitechapel albums. And yeah, this was a very fun album ranking video, because when I listened to all these Whitechapel albums, I was like, you know what? I don't think these guys made a bad album. I mean, their weakest album, Mark of the Blade, is still a 6 out of 10. That's not bad. It's just okay. That doesn't mean god-awful. They have not made one bad album, in my opinion. So yeah, Whitechapel, they've been very consistent with the albums right here. And overall, this was a fun album ranking video to make. So, here's all the ratings I gave for the albums. And yeah, that'll be it. That'll be the end of this video. Interested to see what album ranking video I'll make next. Don't know what band is going to make a new album. Well, one of my favorite bands. Don't know if any of my other favorite bands are going to make a new album soon. But hopefully they do, and then I'll make another album ranking video of that band. So, yeah, that will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys next time.